Hi everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about similarity and dissimilarity. Right? Similarity and dissimilarity both are the numerical measures which are used to solve the classification or cluster problems. You may call as pattern problems. Right? By using similarity measure and dissimilarity measure, we can solve some real-time pattern recognition problems. Those are, it may be either classification or cluster. Okay, the similarity measure. First of all, we would see the similarity measure. Similarity measure is one kind of numerical measure of how alike two objects are. If we will observe two objects, okay, assume this is one object and uh, and this is another object. Okay, these two are same or not. We are going to measure the similarity of the given two objects. Okay, sometimes these may both same. If we'll observe these two are same. This is a right mark, this is also a right mark, tick mark. But for these two, one difference is their color is there. The color is difference, right? But the symbol, both symbols are same. Okay, how much similar the one object with another object? We would know if difference is there, how much difference is there. These two are 100% are similar or not. If these two are 100% similar, then we would represent these values by using 1. Okay, so these are not 100% similar. Why? Because these are two tick marks. Okay, there is one more difference is there, that is the color is different. So these two are near with one another. Okay, if the measures in between 0 to 1 in the sense, it is similar one with another with 0.5 percentage. Why? Because here 0.5 or something. Why? Because this is tick mark and this is also a tick mark. Symbols are both are same, but colors are different. That's why I would represent by using 0.5. So like this, here we are going to measure the similarity between the, okay, two data objects. Two data object, how much similar with one another. Okay, the representation is fall in between 0. If it is 0 means there is no similarity between two. If it is 1 means there should alike 100%, which means both are 100% similar. For example, assume this is one star and this is one star. Here we have two data points, right? This is one data point, this is another data point. Okay, these two are similar or dissimilar? Similar, 100% these two are similar. This is star, this color, both are same, this size and this size both are same. So that's why these two are 100% similar. Now I can represent the similarity in between these two objects by using 1. Right? And suppose I would take one more example. That example is this is one data point and this is another data point. Okay, these two are dissimilar. Okay, this is cross mark, this is question mark, and this is in red color, this is in blue color, this is in some one size, this is in another size. Like that here, these two data objects are 100% dissimilar. Then we can represent by using 0. Okay, these into and this is question mark, right? So these two are dissimilar. So I can be represent with, there is no similarities in between these two objects. Okay, that's why I can take 0. I have taken 0 here. And these two are similar with one another, 100% similar with one another. So that's why 1, it is represented by using 1. Here, these two coming to, okay, these two are the similar for somewhat. Size is same, and maybe it's some color is also, the size is same and the symbol is same, but only the difference is some color. So that's why I have represented these tick marks with 0.5. Okay, 0.5. Like this, we can measure the similarities in between the two data objects. These measurements are supported in pattern recognition problems. Okay, maybe in classification or in clusters. You can use these measures in classifications or clusters, right? And if you'll observe the dissimilarity, coming to the dissimilarity measures. Dissimilarity measure is also a numerical measure of how different two objects are. How different two objects are. Okay, here we can represent the range is from 0 to infinity. If now, while calculating the dissimilarity, if the values has 1, then those are dissimilar with one with another. Okay, if two objects, this is one object and this is another object, assume these two objects, I'm using, these are the two objects. These two objects difference is more, then we can represent by using 1. The two objects difference is very less. Okay, then we can be represented by using 0. Okay, in dissimilarity, if the objects are having similar features, then we can represent by using 0. If the objects has, okay, more dissimilar, then we would be represent by using 1, 2, 3 up to infinity. Okay, up to infinity. These are called dissimilar measures or dissimilar object. 1, 2, 3 up to, you can represent by using infinity. If the more difference is there, you can increase the numbers also. But while it is coming to 0, the objects are more similar to one another, right? These are the two different measures. And these also coming under a proximity measures here, right? And we'll move to next slide. This next slide is about the similarity and dissimilarity for the simple attributes. Now here we can have some simple attributes. some attributes types. Now, what are the formulas for similarity and dissimilarity for the given simple attributes are? What are the attribute types here? Here we have nominal attribute types, ordinal attribute types, and interval or ratio attributes type. These are the three different attributes types. Here we are going to know the formulas for similarity and dissimilarity of these attribute types, right? Assume here we can take P and Q. P and Q are the attribute values for two data objects. One data object is represented by using P and another data object is represented by using Q. Assume these are the two different data objects, right? And coming to the first one, what is the nominal attribute? What is the formula? Similarity equation for the nominal attributes are S equal to similarity is equal to 1 when if and only if P and Q both are equal. Okay, if suppose assume P is one heart symbol and Q is another heart symbol. So this is P and this is Q. Then if P and Q equal, P and Q equal, why? Because P is heart symbol, Q is also heart symbol, then we would represent by using, okay, we would represent by using 1. Clear? Is it clear? And coming to the second one, if P is not equal to Q, then it would be represented by using 0. That is a similarity measurement of nominal attribute here. And coming to the dissimilarity, D equal to dissimilarity, D equal to 0 if both are alike. If P and Q are same, then that would be represented by using 0. If P value and Q value are different, okay, then we can represent by using 1. And coming to the second type of attributes, ordinal attributes. And here the ordinal attributes, similarity for the ordinal attributes, S equal to 1 minus, okay, norms of P minus Q by N minus 1. That is the similarity. What is the difference between P minus Q by N minus 1? And dissimilarity, D equal to norms of P minus Q by N minus 1. Right? And third attribute type is interval or ratio attribute type. Here the similarity is calculated by using S equal to 1 minus norms of P minus Q. We have one more formula, that is S equal to 1 by 1 plus norms of P minus Q. And coming to dissimilarity function, D equal to norms of P minus Q. These are the different equation for measuring the similarity and dissimilarity for nominal, ordinal, and interval attributes here. Right? In next slide, we would see some common distance measurements. Okay. What are the common distance measurements we have? Those are, first one is Euclidean distance. Second one is Minkowski distance. Third one, Manhattan or city block distance. Fourth one is supreme distance. These are common distance measurements between the two data objects, right? Coming to the first one, Euclidean distance. This is the formula for Euclidean distance. Distance d of Euclidean distance d subscript e of I comma z equal to sigma k equal to 1 to p of xik minus xjk whole square whole to the power of 1 by 2. Okay, so now what is I and what is now? Here we are going to find out the distance between I comma z. Suppose assume this is I, one cluster, ith cluster name is I. This is another cluster, this cluster name is J, right? And now we are going to measure the distance. Okay, this is one data point, or otherwise directly I'm taking some numbers. For that, 2, 3. One, 2. Assume these are the data points in I cluster and these are the data points in jth cluster. Now we are going to find out the difference between 2 and 1 and the difference between 3 and 2. Okay, now 2 is the first data point in cluster I. Okay, what is the 2? 2 is the first data point in cluster I and 1 is the first data point in cluster J. Okay, here k values, k equal to 1. If k equal to 1 means that is I equal to 2, j equal to 1. If k equal to 2 means what is the second data point in ith cluster? That is 3. Second data point in jth cluster is 2. Okay, these are the values. Now here we are going to calculate IK. IK means ith cluster and first data point. Jth cluster, first data point. Like that. And ith cluster, second data point. Jth cluster, second data point. Here we are going to measure this one. So for this, okay, 2 minus 1 into 2 minus 1 2 minus 1 whole square into per second data points 3 minus 2, right? 3 minus 2 whole square. 3 minus 2 whole square. Okay, so it is 1 by 2. Okay, for 1 by 2 we can measure root of distance of, now this is the values we have substituted. Distance of Euclidean distance of I comma j. This is ith cluster, this is jth cluster. I comma j equal to root of 2 minus 1. First data point in ith cluster, first data point in jth cluster. 2 minus 1, right? Whole square into 3 minus 2 whole square. Okay, so this is the value distance between the ith cluster and jth cluster now. This is the overall distance between these two. Okay, these two are similar or not, by knowing this result we can say. Okay, for every pair we can take some observations. 2 minus 1 whole square means 1 whole square into 1 whole square into 1 whole square. So 1 into 1 means 1. Overall 1 square, 1 whole, root of 1 whole square. Okay, root of 1. Root of 1 in the sense just it may be 1, or you can represent by using 0.5. Right? Okay, like this we can measure the Euclidean distance between the I, comma, Z. In the same manner, here we are going to calculate Minkowski distance. Minkowski distance also same. Minkowski distance between I, comma, Z. I, comma, Z equal to sigma k equal to 1 to p xik minus xjk lambda. Here in for Minkowski distance, the lambda value may be 3 or 3. It may be, you can assume with 3. Okay, sometimes 4 also, that is your wish. So previous in Euclidean distance, here we have 1 by 2, right? This is whole square and this is 1 by 2. Now 1 by 3, you may write here, if lambda is 3 in the sense, you can write 1 by 3. This is whole cube. The remaining process is same like Euclidean distance. The remaining process is same like Euclidean. Why? Because I is one cluster and J is another cluster. Now we are going to find out the distance between these two clusters. Okay. Then the same thing is repeated here. Okay, this is called Minkowski distance. It is a generalization of the Euclidean distance with the measurement x subscript ik comma I equal to 1 to n, k equal to 1 to p. The Minkowski distance is, this is the formula here. Okay, you can find Minkowski distance also same like Euclidean distance, but here the lambda value is 3. Assume the lambda value is here 3. Why I have taken 3? Already see, if you observe these formulas, where lambda is greater than or equal to 1, it is also called as L into lambda metric. Okay, if the lambda value is 1, then it is called Mahton or city block distance. Okay, if you can write the lambda is value is 1, which means 1 by 1. 1 by 1. Okay, here you can substitute. If here 1 by 1 means it is called the Manhattan or city block distance. If lambda value is 2, then that is called Euclidean distance. Okay, you have seen in before slide, right? Coming to the lambda value is 3, that is Minkowski distance, and the lambda value is, you can write, okay, 4 5 up to infinity, that is that metric is coming under a supremum distance. Okay, it's a supremum distance. If you can change the lambda values based on the lambda value, the okay, these are the, you can find different distance measurements. Okay, these are the common distance measurements. And coming to some properties of similarity and dissimilarity. Now let us see some properties of similarity here. The similarity properties, the similarity have some well-known properties. First one is S. similarity of P comma Q equal to 1. Okay, it would reach the maximum similarity only if P equal to Q. Okay, if the P value, P and Q are both same, then only those two can be represented by using 1, which means those two are having maximum similarity, right? Coming to the second property of similarity is S of P comma Q equal to S of Q comma P here. S of P comma Q equal to S of Q comma P for all P and Q, where S of P comma Q is the similarity between two objects P and Q. Even Q comma P is also a similarity between two objects, right? These are the two properties of similarity here. Now, dissimilarity, some properties of dissimilarity. Here, the distance dissimilarity between P comma Q is greater than 0. If it is equal 0 means those two are like. Okay, I have mentioned in first slide, isn't it? If the distance between P comma Q is 0, then those two are like, which means similar objects. If those is represented with greater than 0, then you can find the dissimilarity between those two objects here. And distance of P comma Q equal to distance of Q comma P for all P and Q. Coming to third property, D of dissimilarity of P comma R less than or equal to distance of P comma Q plus distance of Q comma R for all P, Q and R, where distance of P comma Q is the dissimilarity between the given data points of P and Q. These are the three properties under a dissimilarity, right? This is about similarity and dissimilarity measures.